Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Ty, and I would like to thank you for attending this morning's Dharma family service. We will begin this service with a moment of quiet sitting. Reverend C.J. Dunford will strike the bell, and we will sit for 1 or 2 minutes to quiet our minds and prepare to hear the Dharma. Then they will strike the bell again, and we will continue with the service.
As we sit together today, may we notice the ground beneath our feet, supporting us and connecting us to one another. As we sit together today, may we notice the weight of our clothes on our skin, the temperature of the air, as we sit together today, breathing in, many things arise, thoughts, feelings, sensations. May we greet them as we would an old friend, without judgment. And breathing out, gently let them go. The wisdom and compassion of the Buddha is like the great earth, for it sustains the birth of all beings. Sitting together today, as we breathe in, many things arise. And breathing out, let them go. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda. Namanda Butsu. Namanda. Namanda Butsu. Namanda.
Reverend C.J. Dunford will now chant the Juni Rai, which is on page 67 of the Purple Service Book.
Junirai. The Gatha Junirai was written by Nagarjuna, the first of the 7 masters of Jodo Shinshu. It expresses eloquently the depth of Nagarjuna's gratitude to the Buddha Amida. 国尊在ひみめうはなこ無料武士主いね金色心情女戦のシャマタ行女造部両目上脈小蓮華長が将来弥陀尊面前炎上女満が以降有女千日が少女天空くしら子が将来弥陀尊観音頂戴観地宇宙主寿命嘘法小言のぶくげどうまけうまんこが将来弥陀尊無微無空高少女修徳慶結女国少佐に悪徳小さい子が将来弥陀尊自法名門菩薩衆無料小魔女三段一生主長がに吉子が将来弥陀尊根体法見師匠見前言少女名大座おひざ上女戦の子が将来弥陀尊自法如来勝負し権限真実し安白戦後尊厳直行子が将来弥陀尊小無常無我と薬女水が伝女論 来未ら損非損無節無悪名薬無如人悪道夫主任死心教非損子が将来未だ損非損無量法勉強無所主悪知識往生不退死菩提子が将来未ら損がせ非損苦毒地修善無変妙海水小逆前言小小不捨衛生主上昇非公ナマンダヴェナマンダヴェナマンダヴェナマンダヴェナマンダヴェナマンダヴェ願にしくどく明道聖祭道本菩提心往生阿那コナマンダ仏ナマンダ仏ナマンダナマンダ仏ナマンダナマンダナマンダ仏
Please rise if you are able to follow along with the Gatha, I know we can be, which is on the handout.
So this is call and response. I love call and response. I hope you do too. So you'll have to sing out really loudly. I know we can be close together, close. The walk up ahead is shorter than most. Come live the Dharma, be in the light. Wisdom and compassion will make all things right. I know we can be more gentle and kind. The strings of attachment, your heart they will blind. Embrace the Sangha, push your burdens aside. Wisdom and compassion, take the plunge, oh what a ride. I know we can be, I know we can be, I know we can be.
Please remain standing for the reading of the Golden Chain 2. I will now recite the Golden Chain 2 on page 15 of the Purple Service Book. Please feel free to follow along. Golden Chain 2. I am a link in the Buddha's golden chain of love that stretches around the world. I must keep my link bright and strong. I will try to be kind and gentle to every living thing and protect all who are weaker than myself. I will try to think pure and beautiful thoughts, say pure and beautiful words, and to do pure and beautiful deeds, knowing that what I do now depends not only my happiness or unhappiness, but also that of others. May every link in the Buddha's golden chain of love become bright and strong. May we all attain perfect peace. Namo Virabtsu. Namo Virabtsu. Namo Virabtsu. Yeah, you may be seated now. We will now have a children's Dharma message by Reverend CJ.
Good morning, everyone. I have a book to share. Let me just get everything ready. This is not a new book. I shared it a year and 2 months ago. But it's a really good book, so I thought, why not share it again? This book is called Something, Someday. The words are by Amanda Gorman. Does anyone know who that is? Okay, yes, she's pretty famous. And the artist, the illustrator, is Christian Robinson. Something, someday. You are told that this is not a problem, but you're sure that something is wrong. Oops, I missed a page. I'll just read it. You're told that this cannot be fixed, but you know that you can help. You are told that this is too big for you, but you've seen the tiniest things make a huge difference. Okay, now we're on the right page. You're told that this won't work, but how will you know if you never try? You're told to sit and to wait, but you know people have already waited for too long. You're told that what's going on is very, very sad. But you're not just sad. You're scared and confused. You're angry. It's okay to be angry. And maybe, just maybe, a little hopeful. You're told not to hope, but you keep hoping anyway. Sometimes you feel like you're all alone, but someday, somewhere, you find a friend, someone who will hope with you, who believes in your dream, someone who will fight with you. You make a promise to each other. You say, there is a problem, but it's our problem together, so we can fix it. This problem is big, but together we are bigger. You make another friend and tell them it's okay to be sad. And they tell you sometimes we'll lose, but that's all right. We'll try again. And so you do, together, working, together, beginning, over and over and over and over. Until you're no longer beginning, you're winning. Suddenly there's something you're sure is right, something you know you helped fix, something small that changed something big, something that worked, something that makes you feel hopeful, happy, and loved. Something that is not a dream, but the day you live in. Something that makes you smile as you tell someone else. Oh, that's the page that was missing earlier. I need to rescan this book. But I hope you liked this book. The book is a story of hope. The book is a story of working together, of caring for each other and caring for the planet. And I think those are very simple values that everyone should share. Not just Buddhists, but especially as Buddhists. So, I'd like to conclude my Dharma talk today. If you please join me in Gassho, let's say the name of the Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend CJ, for that wonderful Dharma message for the students. And now please rise again if you are able to follow along with the Gatha, Kindness Lives On, which is on another handout.
Let's practice our call and response again. Shinran Sama, Hamida's warm heart, through the Nembutsu gate is the true way. Shinran Sama, kindness lives on, grateful to the past. A white lotus of love. True realization is boundless and pure, tranquil and full. I take refuge. Shinran Sama, beautiful day. What more could there be? Live your true life. What more could there be? Live your true life.
Please be seated now. Well, I assume there's no new guests because I haven't received a list for that, but I'll now read the announcements that have been submitted. BBT Taiko class spring recital today at 2 p.m. at the temple. Please come and watch the members of the BBT Taiko beginner and intermediate classes perform what they've learned in the last session. Online meditation and discussion Wednesday, April 2nd at 7 p.m. Sign-up link is on our website. Building the Pure Land, Session 2. Sunday, April 20th at 1 p.m. at the Jodo Shinshu Center. Join us for BBT Spring Workshop Series presented by Reverend Dr. C.J. Dumford in Session 2. In Session 2, we will talk about a contemporary pure land path. For more info, please see the flyer posted in the social hall or in the weekly email. BBT Dharmanar, monthly online study session, Wednesday, April 30th at 6:30 p.m. Topic is Birth Karma. Sign-up link is on our website. Jodo Shinshu Center parking will be available next Sunday, April 6th. The gate will be open at 9 a.m. and close at 9:30 a.m. sharp. Please arrive during this period to take advantage of the JSC parking for Sunday service. And then I have one announcement of my own. So as everybody knows, my name's Ty, and I'm on the Berkeley High lacrosse team. And I do this every year. But we're having another fundraiser to steal everybody's money. And basically for a $20 donation, you get this card, and it has our schedule on the front, and then it has 16 different coupons inside for local restaurants. And all of the donations will be going towards higher coach pay, more gear. And then in a couple days, the entire team's going to LA, so it'll be going to that too. So yeah, please help donate if you can.
Go Jackets.
Yeah, go Jackets. Do you have an announcement?
Good morning. My name's Karen Kato, and I have a quick Bazaar announcement. So it's 7 weeks to Bazaar. And a few quick updates. Online steak orders are available, so you could pre-order steaks. Check out the website. We are looking for donations of $30,000 for our temple, our old temple kitchen remodel and fundraiser. We're at $6.5 thousand, which is great, but we are, if you're able to donate early, we'd really appreciate it. It would allow us to make some purchases in advance of Bazaar. The second edition of the work schedule is coming out soon, so you'll have get an email. There will be many open positions, so please let me know if you can take any. And I think that's everything. Thank you.
Thank you for that announcement. Also, we take cash, check, Venmo, PayPal. Now the students will be dismissed to their classes. Would Dharma School students please go to the front, Gasho, and go to the classroom? All others are invited to remain for the adult Dharma talk.
Good morning again. Sunday's the day I say good morning many, 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 many times. So this morning I'm doing the Dharma talk a little differently. I would like to share a reflection in honor of my dear friend and teacher who passed away at the start of this month. His name is Reverend Dr. Dorsey Blake, and he was a faculty associate of leadership and social transformation at the Pacific School of Religion, where I will be receiving my Doctor of Ministry degree in May. Our friendship goes back 8 years this year, and this morning's talk is a reflection on the teachings that I've received, not only from Dr. Blake, but also from many teachers, all coalescing in my own heart, and everything that I myself teach, write, and how I navigate the world. Over the past few months, in many different settings, I've heard people talk about making adjustments to, quote, these political times in which we are living, or this new political reality. Many of us, however, know that none of this is new. War is not new. Genocide is not new. Wealthy people stealing from the poor is not new. Humanity's capacity to dominate, control, and crush one another, and the earth who cares so much for us, is not something new. In some ways, we could say that for many of us, the veil has been lifted. And we are now seeing the discrimination and hatred that has fueled the development of this country and has been exported globally for over 250 years, figuratively slapping us in the face right now. The list of people who benefit from American empire continues to grow shorter day by day. And many of us in the Sangha who work in helping professions, and those of us who have borne the weight of white supremacy's shackles for generations, already know in our bones that the way things have been going all of these generations is untenable. For those of us who are here and just starting to see this ugliness, let us all continue to awaken together. I've said it before and I'll say it again, that we do not awaken in comfort. So perhaps this is the best time for us to all come together in pursuit of liberation. As I speak, families are being torn apart by government agents. Residents, students, scholars, and activists are being unlawfully incarcerated for speaking up against genocide. Trans and gender nonconforming people like myself are actively being systematically erased and continue to be brutally murdered for being our authentic selves. Racists are erasing the hard work and accomplishments of non-white people in official records all over the country. This list of grievances goes on, and the important question we must ask ourselves today and every day is, what will we do? Just like our histories of doing unimaginably cruel things, humanity has a long history of doing wonderful and loving things for one another and for the world. During his lifetime, Shakyamuni Buddha employed skillful means as a way to teach every person who came to him for help. And I would suggest that this practice offers a complex but significant response to the question of what we must do. It depends on our capacity and our circumstances, and we must deeply discern what to do for ourselves. A couple of weeks ago, I facilitated my first workshop in a series called Building the Pure Land, with the intent of providing support for Jodo Shinshu and other Buddhists who are actively engaged in struggles for justice and equity. During the workshop, several people shared that they don't identify as activists, but they wanted to learn more about how the Buddha Dharma can guide us in the world with so much uncertainty. I realized that labels like activist can make some people feel excluded. And like any label, it can be useful but also restrictive. The truth is that activism has many forms, and I know many people who are currently working to improve the living situations of sentient beings, and they don't call themselves activists. But what if we look beyond labels and understand that to which the Buddha Dharma pulls our hearts? How are we forced to be in the world? And how do our hearts wish for us to be in the world? Do we feel those two orientations are opposed? And how do we adjust? I find that there are two main attitudes in this area. One is to respond to the compelling forces of white supremacy and capitalism with complicity, even if done so begrudgingly. The other is for us to resist coercion and to follow our hearts and our dreams. Certainly all of us, with all of these things, there's a lot of in between. And I feel that the pressure to conform now is very high. When we see what's happening to migrant families, what is happening to other people of color, to trans people right now, our fearful instinct might be to pull inward and think, one, this is just happening, this isn't happening to me or my people, even though it might be and we just aren't seeing it. And two, I want to focus on my own safety, my own family or community safety, so that what is happening to those other people won't happen to me or us. Responding in fear like this ensures that whatever momentum is victimizing others, however, will eventually come to us. I've seen this happening all over the place, and this is exactly the response that those in power count on. The key to resisting fascism, domination, and systemic discrimination is solidarity with those who have already experienced those things, with those who are actively experiencing them now. During his lifetime, when the Nembutsu Buddhist community faced violent litigation and discrimination, Venerable Shinran encouraged solidarity with the community and prayer. You can read more about this in the collection of letters and the collected works of Shinran. Prayer and contemplation are universal parts of spiritual life. And in our tradition of Jodo Shinshu, there's no exception. The orientation of prayer is what is really important. Rather than praying that the Buddha fix all of our problems, prayer is a time for us to self-reflect, and not just self-deprecatingly, thinking things like, woe is me, I'm just a foolish being, and I can't do anything to help me or others. It's a time for us to understand our limitations, to recognize our gifts, and the areas in which we might grow, and reflect on the guidance of the Buddha Dharma, that none of us gets free from our pain and suffering in isolation. It is up to each and every one of us to craft our prayers, to ascertain our wishes and aspirations, and to more deeply understand what we can do. In a culture that emphasizes individualism, that sows the seeds of fear and worry, that divides and diminishes us. Praying for real peace is a radical act because it's not just a smoothing over of our problems, of simply pretending to get along with people who hurt us, or continuing in our own ways of harming others without any consequences. Perhaps false peace is like putting a colorful bandage over an infected wound without any antibiotics, or painting over a moldy wall with rain damage without replacing the wall. This real peace, as Reverend Dr. Blake, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., and so many other meaningful teachers explained to us, requires that we first work toward justice and equity. Doing so might not seem peaceful at all. It will probably bring up conflict, sadness, frustration, and so many other emotions. But this kind of work must be done. This active engagement means doing the difficult and taxing work of uncovering the pain and suffering buried under false peace. Empire and white supremacy are what lies under false peace. And it lies under that which many of us have enjoyed in this lifetime or in lifetimes before. And doing the work of excavating these modes of violence and discrimination is not work we can hope to accomplish in one lifetime, nor can we do it alone. In our tradition, Venerable Shinran is often praised, paradoxically, for his humility, and many Jodo Shinshu teachers might encourage us to take up his attitude of self-deprecation. But rather than being hard on ourselves in a world that is also quite hard on us, I think it's better to approach self-reflection in seeing that we're not innocent from causing harm. If we consider the historical context of his life, Shinran was critical of the hypocrisy of how Buddhist institutions were so willing to accommodate and align themselves with the wealthy and the powerful. He saw hypocrisy in marrying the religious authority of Buddhist temples with the political and financial authority of the government. He even went so far as to call these Buddhists palanquin-bearing monks, as though they were literally carrying around the emperor and his advisors through Kyoto. He was critical of the self-proclaimed morality and goodness of his peers. Much like the society of Shinran's day, modernity today, and often social justice movements even, encourage us to see ourselves as saviors of others who are suffering, or to see ourselves as pure and good, and others as the ones who are causing harm. This way of thinking only serves to further divide us and reinforces hierarchies of worth and power. What if our prayers included the fact that none of us is innocent? Maybe I want to make the world better, especially for groups of people and other beings who have historically been marginalized and oppressed. But what if my prayer also includes me in that liberation? Because I'm not just a victim, I'm also a perpetrator of violence. What if, while saying the Nembutsu, my prayers for peace were honest about my own complicity in systems of domination and discrimination? In this way, our prayers, like Venerable Shinran's, like our teachers, could be authentic and vulnerable. Admitting our own culpability is the first step we can take in truly making change in the world that we need. And prayer, in this way, operates from the Buddhist truths of our interbeing, our perfectly imperfect selves, and the aspirations of Amida Buddha's vows. Just as a gentle reminder of another of modernity's paradoxes, is that it demands quick and simple solutions to problems that have been created over centuries. When pondering the question, what can I do or what should I do, modernity asks us for a quick 5-year plan, a simple list of bullet points. It's a trap I fall for all the time, a trap in which all of us find ourselves ensnared. This problem is another area in which prayer might really be helpful for us. As I said before, prayer isn't just about asking someone or something to fix all of our problems. It's a practice of self-reflection and personal discernment. On this slide, you can see a model I put together with the help of yet another teacher. This one, a Methodist minister, Reverend Michael Yoshi, who, and also, though indirectly, Reverend Dr. Seigen Yamaoka, who was really quite skilled at religious education. Reverend Michael Yoshi is one of the leaders of a group called Friends of Fariukin. And earlier this month, we had an educational session with him on understanding what's happening in the West Bank currently in Palestine. And his congregation uses a model called the model of concern and response. And so when he shared it, I thought, how can we see this model through a Buddhist lens? And so I immediately thought of the paramitas. And so on the slide, I've put together the 6 paramitas. And there's 5 points on this star. The star indicates movement between the different paramitas. Prajna in the center is our interbeing, is the wisdom that we are all connected, that we're all part of this world together. And so it's what drives the movement between the different paramitas. And so using Reverend Yoshi's model, I connected these different ideas of the model with the paramitas. Jhana for prayer, concentration, action, and mindfulness, which also goes back to the Eightfold Noble Path. Shila for engagement, action, effort, and livelihood. Kshanti for advocacy, action, effort, livelihood, and speech. Virya for study, understanding, mindfulness, and intention. And Dana for giving, action, effort, and intention. So this is just one of many ways we can look at the Buddhist teachings to help guide us in our prayers, to help guide us in the actions that we take in a world that is on fire right now. I can share that with you if you like. Just email me and I can send it to you. I'd like to close today by reading a piece from Reverend Dr. Howard Thurman, who was my teacher, Dorsey's teacher. He wrote many books, and he was a wonderful Christian minister, but I think as he advanced in his studies, he became more interfaith in his actions, and he founded the Church for the Fellowship of All Peoples in San Francisco, which is one of the first integrated churches in the United States. Reverend Dorsey Blake, my teacher, was the minister at that church since 1994. So in closing, I'd like to read this meditation from Reverend Dr. Howard Thurman. It's about prayer. How good it is to center down, to sit quietly and see oneself pass by. The streets of our minds seethe with endless traffic. Our spirits resound with clashings, with noisy silences, while something deep within hungers and thirsts for the still moment and the resting lull. With full intensity, we seek, ere the quiet passes, a fresh sense of order in our living, a direction, a strong, sure purpose that will structure our confusion and bring meaning in our chaos. We look at ourselves in this waiting moment, the kinds of people we are. The questions persist. What are we doing with our lives? What are the motives that order our days? What is the end of our doings? Where are we trying to go? Where do we put the emphasis, and where are our values focused? For what end do we make sacrifices? Where is my treasure, and what do I love most in life? What do I hate most in life, and to what am I true? Over and over, the questions beat in upon the waiting moment. As we listen, floating up through all the jangling echoes of our turbulence, there's a sound of another kind, a deeper note which only the stillness of the heart makes clear. It moves directly to the core of our being. Our questions are answered, our spirits refreshed, and we move back into the traffic of our daily round with the eternal peace in our step. How good it is to center down. In conclusion, please join me in Gasho as we say the name of the Buddha. Namo Amida Butsu. 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 Okay, I'd like to thank Ty for being our chairperson for today's service. Thank you, Ty. I know we had some trouble with our tech this morning, but the live streaming team did a great job. So thank you to the live stream team for helping with our service today. Thank you to DI for providing the music and leading the gathas today. And thank you to the March Toban for preparing refreshments in the social hall. This concludes today's service. Thank you to everyone who joined us both in person and virtually. For those of us who are here in person, you're welcome to burn incense, and please join us in the social hall for some light refreshments.